This was crazy because I have a friend of mine who was telling me last night. We were actually talking about, strangely enough, Achieva, because Lord knows I'd love to talk about Achieva when a girl calls me at home. But I was telling him about the HELOC situation because they're like, my kid's graduating, and you was talking about this HELOC thing. So I was telling them about how you can have like a lump of money that you can pull from or whatever. So they started telling me a story about a friend who got a HELOC. And they got a HELOC because they had an emergency with their dog, and the dog needed surgery. And it was like a $15,000 process that they didn't have. So they actually took equity out of the house to get the HELOC situation so they can afford the medical treatment for the dog. Okay. And so I was like, oh my, that's crazy. So they told me that it a little bit, I don't remember what the case was, but it was a 50-50 chance of survival.
Oh, that's...
So they went through with it. They paid. They got the dog back. And 6 months later, dog died.
Damn.
That sucks.
And so we were like discussing it, and it's just like, because she has like 3 dogs, and our dog just passed and stuff. And so she asked me a question, and it was right after she asked me, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I think that's a question I probably should pose to the audience. And she's like, do you do this a lot? I'm like, I do. I'm like, we all do that. I mean, because we think radio first. And she just asked me, she said, what was your number? And I said, what do you mean, what was my number? And she said, what was your number as far as when the doctors say, hey, it has to happen? Is there a cutoff that you had?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think we had one. I was like, because when Rivers was sick, we had to do endoscopies and all kind of stuff and procedures. They found something that was wrapped around his intestine because he had chewed on something with wire and stuff. So they found that and were able to take it out. So I'm like, all of that, we got all that done. And I was like, that was pretty costly. And I'm like, I don't know what the number is. She's like, everybody has a number. If they have pet insurance, they're kind of misled. She's like, because she's like, I have bulldogs and they have issues breathing and issues with skin and all kind of stuff that's necessary. And the pet insurance never carries that. So it's like everybody has to have a sort of number in their mind. And I'm like, I don't know if they do. So you have a dog, you have a cat. Do you have a number?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ed, you probably don't have a number because you rich. But me?
I didn't have a number. It wasn't because I was rich. Yeah, it was just, I was like, I didn't have kids at the time.
My number, you know how much I make here. And my number is still way above my means. I would probably do around 10 grand. If my dog costs more than 10 grand to fix her or whatever, it's probably around that number.
Yeah.
And that's a quarter of my salary.
I'm not even close to that. I have 2 cats and I'm doing like maybe 2,500.
2,500, that's it?
Okay, you're not okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I mean, whatever number is gonna come out. Because I was sitting over here like, whatever number Rich say, I'm not gonna pick on him because this is a heartfelt thing. This is your pet. This is your furry animal. This is your fur baby, as they call them.
Yeah.
So
I'm not joking.
I'm not saying you're joking. I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to judge you for your 25.
I just know emergency visits for pets, they could average anywhere. Like I know, like 2,500 is probably like right there. That's probably how much it costs for any emergency pet surgeries or anything like that.
It's called the vet limit. Yeah. Somebody texted in. It's a vet limit, and I'm thinking $2,000-ish, depending with tax and whatever is going on. That's the max I'm going to pay.
This says out of the 727, obviously cats have less issues than dogs.
They do.
So 25 might be fine.
I mean, cats get into stuff and they eat weird stuff. So, I mean, yes. But also, I will say this, gentlemen, my mom paid, let's see here, I think it was $6,000 to have her dog's leg removed, had cancer, and she did it. She paid the bill and then extended its life about 3 years, maybe 3.5 years. And then
that's well worth it. Like you give him three years of happiness, and I mean, missing a leg.
It didn't know that. It's not like it walked around like, man, I missed my leg.
How do you know the dog didn't miss his leg? Like the dog had 4 legs, and then all of a sudden you just telling me the dog didn't know?
Dog just, I mean, once it was healed, her name was Lulu. Lulu was just running around acting like she never even had that 4th leg.
God bless.
Yeah.
This says I have pet insurance, and the final bill was $80,000. I had to pay $8,000.
Hell no.
See,
But that's under your number.
Yeah.
And I mean, and $80,000 worth of medical, and you get a $8,000 bill. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like everybody got eight stacks,
No.
but I mean, to save your dog's life.
No.
I think it also depends on what you're fixing as well. If it's something that you're going to the vet and they're like, hey, we can do this and it's going to cost you $10,000, but there's no guarantee that it's going to help them.
We have
and there's-
50% chance.
Yeah, you have
You have to live with that.
like that's
But you
another
wouldn't
thing
get a
too.
guarantee if you had your god kid that was sick, and the doctor was like, "We're gonna do everything we can do. We're going in there to work on it now." There's no guarantee on that. So it's the same thing with your animal.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it sounds heartless, but I love animals a lot.
A lot.
But I know I've seen, my mom even got her goldfish a haircut. Okay. We're talking about, I've lived with somebody that will spend money to take care of animals. And I just, after, $2,000-ish, I'm out.
This says I'm with Meredith. Jay said, "Damn, dogs get cancer too."
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They
they do.
absolutely do. Like tumors and
Yep.
all kinds. I'm asking what the number is that you feel you'd be comfortable to
Save your animal.
This one-
to do.
All right, this one out of the 863. Me and my husband spent close to $12K on our 9-year-old English bulldog surgery. She died a month later. It sucks, but $12K got us one more month with her. Would we do it again? Probably not. I honestly.
Meredith is such a jerk. I needed to look at you when you were reading that.
Yeah, I saw.
Because I looked over at Meredith, and Meredith,
she's like,
her eyes said something that I can't say on the air. But when you said, because 12K, but it got you another 30 days.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that line,
Yeah.
her face was like,
Yeah.
hell to the no.
No, I'm
30.
not.
Well, I mean,
I'm
that
out.
just sounds mean.
It sounds, no, it doesn't.
It sounds mean. What if they might have had it?
I think it's very sweet that they could do it and they had the means to, and that's totally fine. I just can't wrap my head around spending that much money on.
773 says, this is a total Chicago answer. After a few,
What?
I'm trying not to laugh. After a few $100s, I'm out.
And yes, I'm black. It says it.
Does not.
No, there is one. I'm reading a whole other one.
Oh no, this one right here said, after a few $100s, I'm out. It's literally an animal.
No,
That's
this
so-
one
that's so sad.
out of the
That's so
656, it says 500 if more. It's a goner. Yes, I'm black.
And yes, I see you guys are texting a lot about the goldfish haircut. Yes, that was a thing. My mom took the goldfish over to.
Yeah, because you said the hair was over the goldfish's eye.
Yeah, have you ever seen the fancy goldfish where they have like little bubbles, like almost like a
little Elvis cut.
Yeah, and it was going over the eyes, so it couldn't see when it was swimming in the tank, and it kept hitting the glass. And so she took him to a professor at the University of Charlotte, I believe. And yeah, it was $800 to get the goldfish a haircut.
Yeah, the goldfish was running around with the Aaliyah, and couldn't see.
They couldn't see it.
So it was like, rock the boat. Rock the boat.
So they had to.
Yeah.
So they had to give it a haircut.
The
That's
goldfish
funny.
got a haircut.
cost?
$800.
What? Nah, we getting a new goldfish.
See, I grew up with a parent that did this kind of stuff.
Dude, the
I'm
surgery
not doing
costs
it.
more than the goldfish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Goldfish had to get a fade. Y'all don't have outside dogs down here, do they?
Not much.
It's really hot out
Hardly
here.
anything.
Like that's what I'm saying. The weather wouldn't allow it.
I haven't
Because
seen
like
that.
at home when I grew
Not
up,
here.
there were outside dogs.
Right. Weather was different.
Like I mean, not my dog, but I'm saying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
Like-
You seen it.
I mean, I seen a lot. Of
Somebody just said right here, stray dogs in Puerto Rico live until like 20 years old. They never go to the vet. And dude, I lived in my place for the last 7-8 years, and I have hood cats.
Yeah.
This old lady in a CRV, and I know who you are, keeps on feeding these cats, and these cats have been there 8 years, and they're more healthy than any other animal on my block.
Somebody's got to feed the poor animals.
But they don't go to the vet. and they're healthy.
They're fine. That's because they're cats.
I mean, listen, the people who are writing in are folks that are taking care of their animals well. Because other people, they're outside dogs in my town out of the 863.
Where do you live?
It says, I feel so bad for them.
You can call it.
They are just tied to a tree.
Nah, see, I don't like that.
Oh no, see
that wouldn't fly with me.
And these new animal neglect laws that they're about to put through, it's about.
Oh
to
yeah,
make
you'll
that
definitely
illegal.
catch wreck with that. But up in Indiana now, and that was a different generation. We're talking about when I was like high school.
Yeah.
There were outside dogs. There were dogs that had full on like dog houses that were like, they had real roofing on the top and whatever else, and them dogs really didn't come in the house much.
Yeah.
Like I know my big mama had Chief, I believe was the dog's name, and I don't remember. I mean, I don't think I ever touched Chief. Mm-hmm. Chief would come in if it was rainy or it was winter. The Chief would be in the basement, and nobody was supposed to go in the basement because it would be it was like Cujo.
Okay.
But it was a big black
Yeah.
German Shepherd dog that I never really met.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew it was outside in that big dog house.
It was there.
And I would see the chain move and I would run in the house.
That's the alarm system.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but that was an outside
security.
dog. But I don't think that's allowed in these days now. Like
Nah.
where you just got a dog and you just leave it.
This person says they do in Polk County. Well, they have a lot more land out there too.
But it's still hot.
Where I live. Yeah, no, I would never.
It's still way too hot.
I
That
could
dog
never.
is a superhero if it's outside in this kind of heat.
What you were describing to me reminds me of Sandlot. Just
It's
wondering
like
how
that,
big
like
the dog is.
like the pickle the beast.
Yeah.
It's like that, like
Yeah.
the beast, where it's just like you got a big chain and all you see is the chain move, and you're
Yes.
like, oh my god,
Yeah,
like
freaking out.
that's how Chief was.
Yeah, they don't really do that anymore.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
'cause
glad. I'm hoping they don't, because I mean that was almost like as bad as smoking on an airplane. That was just something back in the day that they did that you ain't necessarily supposed to do.
Yep.
We asked a question during that commercial break. We get a phone call, and I had to record it because y'all. Okay, so the question was, are there still outside dogs? And I just meant in this world, the Me Too's and the changes of different kind of stuff.
PETA.
The stuff, PETA, and all of that.
Yes.
You got different rules now. So I made the silly question: are there still outside dogs? Is that allowed?
And we got a very informative answer.
Here's the answer.
Orlando.
Hey, what's happening?
Man, where y'all from, man? You know what I'm saying? Somebody ain't no outside dog. This outside dog is going to always be outside dog. Where you guys from?
Wait, no, what I'm asking is because I grew up in Indiana and I remember outside dogs.
Right. It's going to always be outside dogs everywhere. Right here, still. I don't care what neighborhood you go in, somebody got outside dogs.
Nah.
You still have seen outside dogs out there in these streets?
Yeah, it's in my neighborhood. I walk every morning and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Dogs outside, barking. You come to my house, I take you right down the street and show you I don't know how many outside dogs.
It's hot.
It's
That ain't
100
got nothing to
degrees.
do with it and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
It's 100 degrees outside, and what you gonna keep him with that hot bowl of water?
Ugh.
It's going to always be outside dogs. Always.
Yeah, I think because somebody just wrote me and told me it's illegal. That's why you don't see it these days.
No, that ain't true. I tell you what, you just go in the neighborhood and just ride down the street and listen to the barking.
Listen to the bar.
Is that Plies?
Shut up. You gotta get out. My homie don't sound like
Just
that.
listen to the bar.
No. Barking at the Ritz-Carlton.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support, like, share, subscribe.